Very neat. It's me, Rowan Ravenwolf with Triple Goddess Apothecary and Reiki. So, one question I get asked a lot is how to find occult teachers. I do teach, but I do still get asked this. And I also have noticed I'm on a lot of groups on other social media sites, and I'll see people say, how do I find a teacher? And a lot of times you'll see a lot of people be like, oh, I teach. And which is great. I'm glad we have so many teachers out there, but we also kind of need to know how would we know if that teacher is going to be good for us or not. So I wanted to kind of do a video that would touch on how to find your occult teacher or a occult teacher or occult teachers, plural. I want to start with my experience. So I started out many years ago reading occult books. So when I left, um, I actually was born into a cult, not the occult, into a cult. So it was a Christian cult. My parents had been members of it their entire lives. As a matter of fact, they were both born into their cult, into this cult. So I was born in a cult, and I questioned it a lot as a youth. As soon as I hit about like even before I like when I was a preteen, there were a lot of things I was like, well, this doesn't make sense to me. Why are you know? And I think some of it, like they did a lot of purity shaming, especially to girls. Like if you didn't dress a specific way, you were shamed. There was shaming, there was guilt and fear. Let's talk about the fear. Like you're not going to go to heaven. That's a come on, really? And I always wonder, well, what kind of God would separate people? This is a whole other topic other than finding your witchcraft teacher. But where I'm going with this is that I constantly question. And so I finally hit a point in my life where I was like, this religion is not making me happy. That was when I realized I had been raised in a cult and that it was a cult. It was not a religion, it's a cult. They're going to tell you they're a religion, but they are a cult. I started going and looking for something. I needed something spiritual. And in my exploration, I had found a couple witchcraft books and began reading them. So it's okay if that's how you start. So many people that have left a religious group or a cult started that way. Sometimes it was they found music that inspired them that was from the occult community, or they found books. And one thing that really stuck in my mind, and I had Scott Cunningham's Living Wicca, and he says in it, pretty close to the beginning, people look for covens and people look for teachers. And it said, when the time is right, your coven or your teacher will come to you. And it was a big comfort to me to see that because I was like, I want to learn more and I would like to have like a mentor type situation or a teacher. Lo and behold, when I least expected it, I was actually, I had been studying for several years. Gosh, I can't, I had been studying solitary just out of books. Met a teacher when I was getting my Reiki certification for Reiki 1. And I was like, great, I'll take classes from her. So she taught the beginning Wicca classes, and I learned so much from her and resonated with me. And then, weird, another teacher popped out, took some more Wiccan classes from another teacher. Then another teacher came. Um, I'm, some of them still teach, some of them don't. But then, boom, teachers kept popping out. And I started learning and learning and learning. I had one teacher that, I have my first two teachers that I had. When they offer classes, I will still take classes from them if it's something that I didn't take from them already. One teacher I took for a long time, I saw her change and evolve, and she no longer resonated with me. So I stopped taking classes. But I have a lot, and sometimes you're going to grow and learn more than your teacher because you may just boom, take off. But there's lots of teachers out there. The thing is they will come to you when the time is right. They will find you. You will find them when the time is right. It might be something as simple as you happen to be taking another class and you find out that somebody else says, "Oh, um, I teach classes too." I do I do want to caution though, if you are a teacher, it is do not go to another person's class and then try to steal students. That's just not even cool. If the teacher doesn't teach a class that you teach and they give you permission, and this is what my first teacher did, she, my Reiki master, did not teach the same type of classes that my Wiccan teacher taught. They were completely different. My Reiki master had nothing to do with Wicca and witchcraft. So she was fine. And actually, it was really neat because Cassandra literally said to my Reiki master, she said, "Is it okay if I tell her about the Wicca class that I teach?" And she was given permission. And that's what you should do. Um, so anytime you're taking a class, don't advertise for another teacher without permission from the teacher. Ask the teacher before. Um, and don't advertise product. Make sure you ask the teacher, because some people in the occult community actually sell product. And if you encourage somebody to go to like a website to buy something and it's something the teacher sells, you've just insulted your teacher. So you don't want to insult your teacher. So that's kind of some like little ethical thing to do there. But when the time comes, your teacher will come. So a lot of people that teach classes actually have, TikTok accounts or YouTube accounts. So you may find your teacher that way and go to their website and go, "Oh, wow, they teach classes too." That's a really great way to see if you resonate with a teacher, because everybody has a different teaching style and everybody has different energy. And you may find that you're not connected to my energy, even though I've told you, yeah, I teach classes, but you may not connect with my energy. Or what if you want to learn numerology? I don't teach numerology. I don't study numerology. So I would not be the teacher to go to because I'm not going to be able to help you with it. So that's like another thing, like if, and your areas of practice. So your teacher will come to you when the time comes. I have people all the time reach out who've never taken a class from me and never even met me. And they're like, "Will you be my mentor?" Well, I don't even know if they would resonate with me and I would resonate with them. So you want to make sure you resonate with the person. And it's the same kind of the law of attraction. You want to make sure that they have an energy you want. I've been around people who are extremely negative in our community, and I've been around people who are extremely positive, and then you've got the whole gradient in between. And you may or may not resonate with somebody. You may find a teacher who does strictly Wicca, and you're like, "I want nothing to do with Wicca. I do traditional witchcraft." You may be like, "Oh, great. I want to go down that pathway." I also kind of have my own little twist of things. So, you may be like, "I want to work with somebody who does hoodoo. I want to work with somebody who does Santeria." Your teacher will come to you, and you'll be so happy, because the thing is just be patient. Do what you need to study. If it's watching videos on YouTube, if it's reading books, and books are a really great way. And actually, what's really cool, a lot of time when you pick up a book, the teacher might actually teach. So if you Google their name, a lot of people who have books will have websites. And when you go to their website, if it says classes, if their book really resonated with you, great. I know, like, I actually did that with Scott Cunningham. So when I grabbed one of his books and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this guy has like this beautiful way of writing. It's really resonating with me." I was so disappointed to see that he had passed. I don't remember if it was in the biography on the book, to be honest, but I do remember I Googled and saw that he had passed. And I was like, oh my gosh, he would have been a great teacher. It's not that he's not, and I mean, he's still teaching. His legacy is in books, but wow, it would have been really neat to take a class from him. But you can find your teacher sometimes that way. And you can see, oh, this is their personality. I really like them. So yeah, check, see if they have, like, Google their name. If they've got a YouTube channel, they'll come up. If they've got books, they might come up. Some people who write books do teach classes, some don't. So it really does vary from teacher to teacher, but it is an opportunity. So if you're like, oh, I just haven't found a teacher, don't feel bad. Keep doing what you're doing and studying from the books, because they're your teachers. They're just not going to be able to talk to you, and they're not going to be able to answer questions. But it's a really great way to learn. And just know the right teacher will come to you when the time comes. And you want to make sure the person resonates with you, because if somebody doesn't resonate with you, you're not going to want to take classes from them. You know, it's kind of that energy meshing with each other. And just remember, they're your teachers, they can be your mentor, but your goal, come up with your goal. I always tell everybody, you're your own spiritual guru. So you can grow spiritually with your teachers, and you'll be your own spiritual guru. So that's just kind of like, I know it's not the answer everybody wanted. Like, you wanted me to give you a list of teachers. I do a lot of times in the classes that I teach, when I see that somebody is at the same level I am, like when I'm teaching a crystal class or an herb class, and somebody's been studying as many years as I have, and they're practicing just how I am, I will actually tell them, this person knows more than I do, and this person teaches classes. Go see if this person resonates with you. Here's, a way to see if it meshes. Or they do an introductory class. Go take that class and see if they resonate. Um, Good teachers will let you move on. Let's face it, we had teachers in elementary school, middle school, high school, college. We didn't have the same teacher that taught us. We had different teachers, and we learn different things from our different teachers, and some teachers will resonate with us and some won't. I mean, I remember math teachers that made my brain just want to explode because I didn't understand their concepts. And then there would be a math teacher that would break it down so well, I'd be like, okay, this was easy. My other teacher was trying to teach that and I didn't understand. So, everybody teaches differently, and everybody knows different things. So your teacher will come when your teacher comes, or your teachers. Always have your door ready to open up when you find somebody that you want to learn from, and just enjoy the experience. So I hope that this kind of helped you a little bit as you're guiding. Make sure you keep reading. That's the best way to learn, is by reading. I know some of us do like the hands-on and like that teacher. It helps to have both, but your teacher will come to you, or your teachers will come to you when they're supposed to. Whether they are online or whether they are in person, they will be there when they are supposed to, especially once you know the areas of practice that you really want to specialize in when you're in the occult. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and hit like. If you like this content and you'd love to see more content like this, subscribe, definitely like, because then I know that I should do more videos like this. And of course, hit the notify button if you want to be notified whenever another video posts. As always, have a fabulous rest of your day and do something fun and magical today. Blessed be and merry pars.